The Worcester Red Sox are starting their fourth series of the season tomorrow afternoon as they look to face off against the Durham Bulls. This is following a trip up to Syracuse, which saw the team go 2-4 against the Mets. Now back home at Polar Park, the team looks to create a winning streak after taking the final game against the Syracuse Mets 8-4. The Woosox plan to send pitcher Naoki Uwasara to the mound on Tuesday. In his first start with the Woosox last Wednesday, he went 5 innings, surrendering 3 runs on 4 hits and a walk. He also managed to strike out 5 batters. While not announced, it's likely that the rotation for the remainder of the week will be Richard Fitz on Wednesday, Grant Gambrell on Thursday, Brian Van Bell on Friday, Jason Alexander on Saturday, and then Uwasara again to close out the series on Sunday. Entering the series with the Bulls, the Woosox are currently 13th in the International League for team ERA, sitting at 5.35 through the first 14 games. Teams are hitting a combined .242 against them and have scored 71 runs. Offensively, the team as a whole is struggling, hitting just .214 on the season, which is 19th in the International League. Though, one positive, as a team they are getting on base at a .336 clip. Some players this week to watch out for include rehabbing Red Sox players Vaughn Grissom and Rob Refsnyder, along with Woosox players Nathan Hickey, Eddie Alvarez, Nick Sogard, and Tyler McDonough. Grissom and Refsnyder have both appeared in a couple games as part of their rehabs, the duo hoping to make their way back up to Boston pretty soon. They both hope to be key contributors for the parent club this season in Boston. Hickey and Alvarez have been the team's best hitters since Romy Gonzalez was called up to Boston early last week. Though, unfortunately for the young player, he recently was put on the IL after hurting his wrist while playing for the Red Sox. Meanwhile, Nick Sogard leads the team in RBIs while playing fantastic defense all over the field, and in my opinion, could see a chance of being called up to Boston if they have an open 40-man roster spot during the season. Finally, McDonough was a third-round pick back in 2021, and he had a brief stint in Worcester late last season, playing in 4 games. It will be interesting to see how he performs this season in what should be a more expanded role for Worcester. Nathan Hickey looks to continue his great hitting, where the young catcher is hitting .262 on the season and getting on base at a .354 percentage. Despite this being his first experience in AAA, he's shown that his bat has been able to transition from AA Portland up to Worcester. In 12 games, he's accumulated 11 hits, 3 of them home runs, along with 6 RBIs. He's also walked 6 times while striking out 18. Eddie Alvarez, who's also an important piece to this lineup, is hitting .273 and getting on base at a .359 clip. He's also got 2 home runs and 5 RBIs, and has walked twice, though has struck out 12 times. It seems as though this lineup has a tendency to strike out a lot, as between Hickey, Alvarez, Sogard, Westbrook, and Contreras, all of them have struck out double digits. Another player to keep an eye on, Nico Cavadas, who hit an opposite field home run up in Syracuse, though he also strikes out a decent amount at 11 strikeouts and only 26 at-bats this season. He walks as well, having walked 9 times, bringing his on-base percentage up to a clip of .444. And as mentioned earlier, Nick Sogard, who leads the team with 10 RBIs, has come out of the gate a little slow, only hitting .200 on the season and striking out 19 times. It doesn't seem like the usual game plan for Sogard, though it might just be having to warm up. As last year, once he got going, he showed that he could handle AAA pitching and could even make an argument for being a call-up to Boston. He's once said that if you come to the game one time, you're not going to really notice him on a field, but if you come for a month or two, you'll leave realizing that he's a pretty good player, and that is shown through his defense on the field, along with his ability to work counts and have a great eye. While he struck out 19 times, he's managed to get on base at a .286 clip, thanks in part to 7 walks. Also, Tyler Henneman, who leaves the Syracuse series on the temporary unable to play list, hopes to come back against the Durham Bulls at some point. The catcher has shown that he has an ability to hit somewhat in Worcester, currently sitting at a .250 average across 8 games, though his best game of the season came April 7th against the Buffalo Bisons, where he went 4-for-4 with a walk. On the pitching side, pay attention to Zach Kelly, Cam Boozer, and Jorge Benitez out of the bullpen. Kelly has yet to surrender a run through 6 innings pitched and could be a call-up to Boston if they need a fresh arm. If we look at Zach Kelly, he also has been having some control issues early in the season, walking 6 batters in 6 innings, which comes to 1 batter for every inning he pitched. Fortunately, he has yet to give up a single hit and has struck out 4 batters across those 6 innings. It feels as though at this moment he's still just getting tuned up after having missed a good portion of spring training this year from an oblique injury. Boozer and Benitez are both interesting lefties who throw hard and can strike batters out. Boozer has managed to strike out 10 batters in only 4 2/3 innings, showing that he has incredible strikeout potential. Likewise, Benitez has struck out a total of 9 batters in 8 innings. While not to the same degree as Boozer, he has proven to be a reliable arm out of the bullpen, having only a 1.13 ERA, giving up only 2 hits. Unfortunately, he's walking 1 batter for every 2 innings he faces. For the starters, I think Richard Fitts might be someone interesting to watch, as he looks to follow up on a strong start against the Mets. In 2 starts on the season, Richard Fitts has a 2.89 ERA in 9 1/3 innings. He's given up 12 hits, 4 runs, only 3 of them earned, and a home run. He's also walked 2 batters and struck out 8. These 2 teams look to begin their series at Polar Park Tuesday at 3 p.m.